And we are live. Hi, everybody. Ray,
Hello.
good to glad to have you. Yeah, Issa, good to glad to have you. Koshak, good to glad to have you. How is everyone doing? And how are you doing, Niniri?
Oh gosh, I had forgotten to mute the video.
Double questions, double answers.
Yeah, right. We're here speaking to a big, sexy lizard.
Yep. Ray, hello. Should have so yeah, pixel versions for thumbnails would be great. I just have to find an artist that I can hire to do pixel versions, or someone in the community would be willing to make them or something. But yeah. So Neri, what were we doing last time? I believe last time we were going through definitely not a Death Star, and then meeting some dragons.
Correct. So we had some magical fire. And we threw it into the engines of the Death Star, and it exploded. Which, of course, I mean, you put it together yourself. Then we have gone to hunt down some Dragoons to get them to help us, because, like, while we were blowing up the Death Star, our rebel base got messed over. And now we have to get the help of the Dragoons. So we've got to get on a wyvern's egg to, like, bribe them with, I want to say. That's my recollection of it.
Something
or entice
like that.
them, seduce them.
Oh, and also the king died and got replaced by our lovely boy.
That guy.
I love that we remember his... Did you say Tommen?
No, Colin. It was like a
Colin.
Roger. Is it Roger?
No. What it was? Now we're just saying shit.
He has like a normal English person's name.
What is it? Gordon. He's Mr. Freeman. Lane, good to glad to have you. And yes, Dragoons, exactly. So, let us give this pendant to this dragon. We seek your aid in destroying the Empire, our common foe. Will you help us? Kedum's use pendant? Ask wyverns?
He laid Meg.
Jibland, good to see, glad to have you. You got the dragon voice?
Oh yeah, sure, I'll get the dragon. I have one last... Oh, that's going to kill me. I have one last request to make of you. Take this egg to the cavern north of here and submerge it in the life spring. It is the last remaining wyvern egg. If it is not submerged in the life spring soon, it will wither and die. Honestly, my guy, if your species requires like the life springs to like breed, you should set up closer to the life springs.
I mean, yeah, maybe he got ill and didn't know if he was gonna make it or not, and now it's hard to get out. Maybe he has to fly in order to get out, and he's no longer capable of flight.
Yeah, maybe you're... Oh, we have a sexy pirate lady with us.
Yes, we do. We also got Layla, the sexy pirate lady, who's like, haha, you kicked my ass? Well, why don't we join forces?
Which I respect.
Yes, yeah. Might respects might.
That's true. Diced cavern. Diced? Deuced?
I mean, we could look at the Deist nuts.
Deist. Yeah, Deist nuts. That's what we went with last time, wasn't it?
I mean, she also kind of fits a slight, like, if we're going with the Star Wars, analogies, she fits a slight Han Solo archetype of, the charming rogue who ends up joining the unlikely heroes.
That's true. She's a Han.
Yukio, good to see, glad to have you. Stop it with your logics. We're going home from day due to a blizzard. Yeesh. Always nice to be able to get Final Fantasy fix and work. Yeah, well, we're glad to entertain and to have you join us on our journey through these Final Fantasy games.
Is Guy Chewbacca? So make your way to the southeast corner.
Southeast, okay. Is Guy Chewbacca? Well, I mean, like, I guess Bean is Guy, and Guy is right next to Layla, so yes?
Yeah, that's the... Yeah, also, like, sort of animalistic in a vague way.
Just throwing all the things in there. Happy
am,
Horschfont Day, and everyone. Is it Horschfont Day for particular reasons? Is it his like canonic birthday or something, or is it just every day it's Horschfont Day?
Yeah, maybe every day is Horschfont Day. Ghouls.
Yes, ghouls. While we quickly go get this before we have any dialogue or anything. Since the last time we talked, last time we had an episode, had episode 10 of House of Dragons been out? Because we got to do our House of Dragons quarters.
Yeah, we definitely do, right? I don't think it did, because we would have talked shit about Damon. No, maybe we did. No, it definitely was out, because we did talk shit about Damon.
Seems pretty on brand.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't Horschfont Day 11/11, not 11/10?
It's 11/11 for me now, so...
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, you talked about it. Thank you for the reminder, Jubilant.
Thank you, Jubilant. Jubilant is, like, desperately trying to get us not to over-talk about it again. Head north in here.
I was reading it the other way. I was definitely going, she was couldn't wait to get her fix.
Okay.
Of our conversing about it.
I don't think these are the stairs that we want to go down, by the way.
Okay, I thought there was a wall, so I didn't think I could, but that's fine.
No, there's like a little bend you can go around.
It's the official Horschfont Day for the fandom. Well, it's not the official Horschfont Day. It's the unofficial
It's
one.
the official, unofficial Horschfont Day.
Yeah, you can't say it's the official for the fandom. 11/11 is basically kanji of Horschfont's favorite phrase.
Oh. What's his favorite
Jichi?
phrase?
I mean, like, cause Ju, Ichi. It'd be like a plus sign and then a dash and then a plus sign and then a dash, basically.
Yeah.
It does not look like...
There's another... Oh, maybe not. Did this guide lie to me once more? It says head north and around the bend. Follow the path west until you hit the wall. Man.
Head west.
Wait, this is north and...
west.
Yeah, okay. Okay, just go down those stairs and we'll make it
we'll
work.
find out.
XP
Wait, what? Today's
and
11/10, at least in the States. Yeah, but the Neri's in Singapore, so it's 11/11 for them.
Yeah. Don't get me on the American version of dates.
What? That we put like month and day? Or
yeah, it freaks me out.
Well, yours annoys me because like the month is the like categorizer is the more important thing. It's like, okay, what month is it, and what is the day within the month, rather than telling you the day and then the month.
No, because you start small and get bigger. Days, then months, then years.
But if I know what month it is, I know it can't be like the 31st of September, and also like I know, okay, it's September 31st. What?
Bold of you to assume that I know how many days are in each month.
Oh, well, you know October has 31, right?
No.
Right, you don't give a shit about Halloween.
Very often, I will just be like, oh, is it the 1st today? And someone will be like, no, it's the 31st. And I'm like, oh, this one has an extra day. Okay.
You know how many February has, right?
No.
It's 28! Unless it's a leap year, in which case it's 29.
28. That seems short.
The odd one out. You have such a detailed, in-depth knowledge of so many historical facts, and yet you don't know how many days are in February. Not even like all the months, but just like even like the odd one out.
To make the room for the historical facts.
And so you sacrifice months.
Yeah, and also how to tell analog time. I can't do it.
Wait, can you like literally not read a normal clock if it's not digital?
If you gave me like 4 minutes, I could tell you what it was. Maybe.
I don't know if that's worse though, because if you couldn't, that'd be one thing. But like the fact that you could, but it's interminably slow, is its own.
It's my personal curse.
Okay, cool, y'all. Just in the future, good to know. Yeah. Basically, the kanji for splendid. I can't forget it since it also shares the same day as Paki Day. That's interesting. What's the kanji for Jisho?
Man, Paki is overrated, is my opinion.
I agree. I like Paki, but Paki is absolutely right. You know, it's a better version of Paki and literally the exact same stuff. Hello,
Tell
Panda.
Me. Oh, that is a little better, but then again, it's a little greasy. I feel.
Greasy? Well, maybe I'm used to my American chocolates.
Oh, I think it is American chocolate. I think that might be my deal.
Yeah, because they're definitely the like Pocky and the like Japanese chocolates are. They're not like quite like American chocolates, but they are much more like American chocolates. Though.
Yeah,
Do you know, Yuki? Do you know what word specifically the Jew 11 is? Because there's like Ripa, Keiko, like there's like Splendid, like all these. Mikoto, Subarashi. I mean, Subarashi is like if I was using like Splendid, that wonderful, like that would be what I'd go to.
Even I know
But,
Subarashi.
Yeah, but like the thing is like because like 11 would be like Juichi would be like Juichi look like this.
You sent him off on one.
I mean, what else? Who's surprised by that?
Well,
Let's just 10. Let's just put it 10 because no, not that 10, not that 10, not heaven, not store, not no. Come on, give me the kanji for fucking numbers, you son of a bitch. Okay, you know what? We're just going to the internet.
I have a Chinese what's it on my phone, if that helps. Keyboard.
In only very limited capacity. But yeah, so let's like, Jew, 10 is like this. And then then the 11 would be down, would be adding Ichi down there. Apparently just typed Horsefont Splendid. Just type Horsefont Splendid.
Well, wait, is it his favorite phrase or is it his name?
Who knows? No, I mean, you heard about the difference? No. Yeah, I don't. This is mostly just the Sekuhara thing, more phrase related. Yeah, I don't know. We'll check back into that in a second.
It's Juichi. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
There are analog clocks at the university, and the time I could look at the clock and figure it out, I could just be lazy and whip out my phone. I mean, don't get me wrong. Digital is more convenient. It functions for a lot of people. Like, there's no reason I'm saying, like, you must know. Like, I'm not even trying to lambast Niniri for not knowing how. I'm more lambasting Niniri for being Niniri and not knowing how. Though also, I suppose that probably fits in the
exactly
oeuvre of random dispositions of Niniri.
Yeah, that's true. I play my long game.
I feel like that's
E. As in good.
Oh, like E.
Yeah, which
Okay.
looks like 11. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that really his catchphrase in Japan? That's weird.
And it just got localized to. That'd be strange if it got. I'm wondering. Man, I actually at some point need to sit down and read Sekuhara for Chiffon.
Yeah,
like,
maybe
like actually like look at what he says. Because like I took one look at it a while ago and I was like, this is almost ruining the character. I need to stop.
Oh no!
Because
Really?
he is like objectifying you to a level that is a bit much. in
Oh, really?
Japanese. Oh yeah, it's a bit much.
Worse than
and
Graha?
Oh yeah, wait. No, like he is like physically saying like, "What wonderful muscles you have." Oh,
Oh,
I'd love to
wow.
slather them in oil. Like he like going hard.
Okay. Go off, I guess.
Like the kind of if in the West would be fired from his workplace environment.
Oh, he's sexually harassing you. Well,
That's
especially
why I
in a
call him
Catholic,
Sekuhara, Japanese for sexual harassment, Horsefont.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that his personal writer?
No. I feel like generally mentality towards digital versus analog. I mean, like, I feel like most of the reason that the digital towards analog is more because typically the digital is more convenient, which is like the normal path of like path of least inconveniences is the trend of humanity and its tools.
Yeah. That's fair. Ogre chiefs over mage. I feel like the ogre society as represented down here is not practical.
No.
Where are the middle ranks?
Ogre bishops.
Yeah,
Ogre
where's
state.
where's like the
Ogre
ogre
shopkeep.
sanitation worker? I
Turns
know
out
these
all the
boys
ogre
be shitting.
mages.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
look
good.
at them. Dude, their bowel movements must be like I'm getting strong Goron energy, so I'm definitely feeling shit and bricks.
Yeah, maybe the rocks that we're walking on are ogre shit.
I mean, they are like, look at that texture.
Wait, I bet that's an invisible wall, a fake wall that I just saw up north of us where we just came from.
I'll check it. More phrase related. It's because Horsefant's emoji. Emoji? In the game?
My guy has an emoji.
I'm so confused. What do you mean a Horsefant's emoji? Do you mean like his emote? Like, or the, like... Or do you mean like an actual emoji?
That little thin bit there. I was wrong.
I'm trying. You led me astray.
I did. I led you into more of this. The spam icon.
The spam icon? What?
I feel like I'm like completely detached from this.
Okay, thank you. I have literally no idea what Yukio is talking about, and I'm trying to follow along, but I feel like I'm being described a whole world that I have no understanding of.
Yeah. This is how I feel when people talk about reading analog clocks or knowing what days are in the calendar.
The spam icon for live letter streams. Okay. I still have,
Okay, hold on. I'm Googling this.
Okay, thank you, because I've been watching live letters for forever, and I still have no idea what... Okay, so we just went down the wrong stairs, right? You sent me down the southwest, and I need to go down the other set of stairs.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm assuming that the channel has got emojis, one of which has Hoshafant doing like a cheer.
And that's how he got the catchphrase of E, and then that.
Yeah, maybe he's saying good.
Yeah.
Where do they stream that stuff again? Is it on Twitch?
It's on everything. It streams out to YouTube, Twitch, and even I think what's the Japanese one? I'm forgetting its name.
Oh god. All I can think of is the Chinese ones.
Yeah.
Okay, let me have a look. Okay, not on YouTube by the looks of it.
Well, I mean, if you just try to type up Horsefant emotes, just Google.
I tried, but it didn't
emoji.
have anything.
Weird. Yukio, thank you for now. Okay, yeah.
No. I did find an emote pack though for downloadable off Etsy for your stream.
Oh, well,
but it's not all that great. So
no, I think I'll just continue to hire artists at that point.
Yeah.
So am I going north or am I going south?
Sorry, this is the first floor, right?
Yes.
It says southeast, but let's just go south. The other
southeast is, yeah, southeast.
Yeah, we've already been southeast, so that didn't. Yeah. So this way.
We went southwest last time.
Well, I accept no blame for that. In fact, I push all the blame.
Okay, this is my fault. I trusted you. I should
no.
to tell time, nor should I trust you with directions.
Well, that's true. But I did say south. Maybe I didn't. I meant to say southeast. Nobody's ever called me good at directions. Kill Gigasaur otherwise. Gigas? Yes.
Did you say Giga? Called him Hill Gigasaur?
I did. No, I said Gigas and then changed it to Gigas.
Okay, it literally sounded like you said Gigasaur?
Now, I would pay to see a Gigasaur, the Hill Gigasaur.
Yeah, that would be a fun boss. And also, I mean, they start adding T-Rex style enemies not too long from now.
That's true.
Sorry for my brain farts. It's 1 a.m. in my time and I cannot sleep. Yeah, no worries.
I feel you.
Hanging out.
Wait, it's also 1 a.m. my time. Wait, where do you live, Yukio?
I think Yukio's Philippines?
Oh, that would make some sense. You're not too far away, then.
Maybe, can one of you actually help me? How did the Philippine, obviously not dollar, but the Filipino dollar become called the Filipino peso? I'm so used to thinking of peso as Spanish.
Well, the Philippines were initially colonized by the Spanish.
I don't know how I didn't know that.
Although I don't believe that mostly Tagalog is spoken there now that they've retained their mostly native language.
Interesting. Or colonized for 300 years. I'm surprised that I didn't even passingly know that.
Yeah, well, it went Spanish, I think then a period of independence, then the Americans, and then independence. Oh,
Yeah,
and the Japanese got in there as well.
Right. Okay. So I think that's the thing is I'm more aware of like the past century, but I just wasn't aware of like the prior Spanish colonization.
Yeah, Magellan and stuff.
Oh, of course. Should have been able to piece that together.
He was a creep. Of course.
Surprising absolutely no one.
Well, right. Has anyone ever, well, especially you, the person that I can talk to, have you watched Love, Death and Robots?
Yes, I have.
Did you, what do you feel about Chibaro, the final episode of season 3? The siren one?
Yeah, I am like... it's not even like complicated feelings about it. I don't even know what to say. I love the stylization of that studio. I love the other one that they did, right? The one in, I forget its name, but in season 2 or 1. The one that's like the loop where the...
Oh, yeah.
Kills the guy and the guy kills the woman.
The one in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Oh, was it? I didn't realize it was supposed to be.
It was either Hong Kong or Singapore.
I really love the style, and I love the storytelling. It was really interesting. I don't know. I liked it, but like I liked it almost more as a mood piece than something that I went overly like articulated my feelings on.
No, it's definitely almost more art in its more art for art's sake than it is, a TV episode.
Right.
Apparently, we ignore the bridge down here.
It is gorgeous. Like I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We were colonized by the Spanish, then the U's, but they gave us our independence. Yeah. Just curious if any of you know or have eaten Jollibee?
Of course, I eat Jollibee all the time. I like the Jollibee pasta, the spaghetti. Yeah, Filipino spaghetti is kind of sweet. I think I've mentioned that before.
I feel like we talked about this not too long ago. I literally have no idea what it is, and then when I try to type it in, okay, it's literally a family chain. Okay, no, it's not a thing here, so we haven't, at least not that I know of.
We obviously have a huge Filipino diaspora in Singapore, and in fact, our housekeeper is Filipino. I
mean, like, you just at the crux, the, like, terminus point of all of Southeast Asia. Jollibee spaghetti and peach mango pie for the win. I'm gonna be honest, this is one of those things where it's like a cultural difference. Like, that's not the context under which I would eat or ever think to eat spaghetti, or like the combo of things I would put it with. Like, and I'm sure there are things Americans do that are, it just like seems...
It's like I said, the spaghetti's sweet. It's almost like playing into the fruitiness of the tomato more than it is the savoriness. Yeah, I'm not big on tomato myself, but like it's nice occasionally.
I'm wondering if there are any in America at all.
Oh, definitely. They're absolutely 100% is. Probably on the West Coast, right?
There's some on the East Coast. The West Coast, I'm only seeing 4.
That surprises me.
4. And then there's one in the middle of Illinois for some reason. Oh, it's probably just because Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago, right. We had this conversation about how we didn't entirely believe that Chicago was in Illinois the other day.
Wait, what?
It doesn't feel like it should be in Illinois. Chicago's like...
What does that mean?
Illinois is like a flyover state.
Oh, fuck you! Okay, no. Now you've unlocked an angry area, because I have lived in states that are called flyover states forever, and it's just horseshit. It's like calling all of Japan flyover country that's not Kyoto or Tokyo. It's just horseshit. It's utter garbage. It's like, oh, fuck no. Like, no, people call Minnesota a flyover state, and I live in 2 of the largest cities in the goddamn country. Like... No, absolutely. A bunch of major cities exist in the Midwest and in the South. The coasts are not the only thing that define the fucking United States. Go fuck yourself, coastal shitheads. And also, any of you, like, outside of America people who buy into the shit and just like, yes, New York and LA is the entirety of the American, like, culture and all that there is, because it's not a large country and vast in any way, shape, or form. My entire country is, my state is not the size of most of your countries, if not bigger.
Listen, all I know is that I always used to think that Chicago was like in New England or something.
I mean, like, look. Here's the thing I'm gonna say. A lot of Americans aren't great at geography. That's perfectly fine. But the amount of bullshit that I hear coming out of like EU people mouthing off about shit when they're like, then say shit like, yes, I'm gonna go drive from New York to LA for a day trip, and I'm just like, you motherfucker don't know anything about.
Oh, we just fell off the bridge.
Yes, I went to go on the bridge because I went the other way and it didn't. It was a dead end.
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, a lot of what you like, the pop culture understanding of America is like New York, Florida, Texas, Appalachia, vague Midwest. I'll use that term instead of flyover. Chicago, and then LA is like
Chicago's Midwest.
But it's not really.
Chicago's like dead Midwest, like pure Midwest ass Midwest. What do you mean,
it's like culturally,
I grew up right outside that city
enclave.
at different points. Oh my! No, culturally it is still the Midwest.
Nah, totally different.
Okay. Question: have you been to Chicago?
Oh yeah, I spend every Tuesday there.
I should have known, seeing as you're in Singapore, which is right next to Beijing.
Yeah. Oh, listen, the amount of people that believe that Singapore is a province of China.
Okay, that's a whole separate problem, but yes. Yeah, just curious. Jollibee spaghetti and peach mango. You did a thing. I was just in Chicago for 2 weeks. Nice, Lane. It's mostly a nostalgia thing for us Filipinos. It's a luxury if you had your birthday at Jollibee or better yet, McDonald's.
I did have a McDonald's birthday as a kid, which looking back is so kind of trashy, but
there's something truly sad about that, but also wonderful.
It was so hype back in the day. Like you would never do that now, right?
Okay. Let me. I can do a sadder, but let me read these real quick. Me living in the Midwest. Yeah, Lane, I've mostly lived in the Midwest most of my life, so in different Midwest states. So I'm gonna be over here on the defending the Midwest bandwagon. Also one of the least populated states in the entire U.S. What? I mean, you could be Montana, one of the Dakotas, probably then.
That's just light Appalachia. Everyone knows that.
What?
I'm just fucking with you at this point.
Not even yeah, I hope so, because that one I don't even begin to follow the logic on.
Now, where are the Ozarks?
My favorite thing I've ever done to annoy someone who is would not stop kind of shitting on the Midwest and calling it flyover country and shit was just to repeatedly get wrong Northern and Southern California and keep referring to LA and Northern California and stuff like that, because for some reason it just drove them insane. It was probably the one time in my life I've actually been a fucking troll.
San Fran is in North California, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Northern-ish.
That's sort of how I associate it. San Francisco versus LA.
It's I mean, it's honestly, with Northern, you're Napa and stuff tends to be, I think, the go-to, but yeah.
Okay.
Chicago does have its own unique vibe versus the rest of the Midwest. That's true. I'm not saying Chicago isn't different than its surrounding environments, but it absolutely still is not it's not the same thing as going to, it's not it's just New York, but in Illinois, With pretty much those three distinct personalities: Chicago, Minneapolis, and Midwest. Midwest all kind of melts together. Yeah, Elaine, I don't think that's unfair. Dakotas, yeah. One thing about Jollibee and McDonald's that I don't like: cold fries. Cold fries? What do you mean cold fries? Do your guys' places sell cold fries?
I've gotten tepid fries from, but it's not a common thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, because honestly, McDonald's and fast food here is usually defined by, fries being hot and good. But okay, let me tell my story real quick of the time that I had a graduation party / 18th birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
All by myself with my newly divorced father.
Oh my god.
And this was right after my cat had died, and also I had lost my child. And in 1 week was told the divorce was happening. Had to move out of one of my childhood homes, and yeah, just it a fucking time. Let's just say that. So my dad comes to me. He's like, we got nothing. We got no money. We have no one to invite because like our entire world is shattered. What do you want to do for your graduation party and your birthday? And I just looked at him and just said, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. So there are pictures of me at 18 years old, just like trying to have a good time at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Did you get eaten by an animatronic?
I definitely have a picture of me just like looking at one and crying in fear.
Good. I feel like that's compulsory.
Okay, where are we even supposed to go?
That's a good question. Let me find a map.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to chat and do that. I lived in the Midwest for 6 years. I think it's a boring area to live. Not my favorite, but also agree flyover is too harsh. Yeah, well, and also, like, and I think you can say that there are a lot of areas that are, especially, like Jubilant, like the place you live, so I don't think it's just like, oh, that one area. But, like, there are places of, like, life and vitality. There are tons of areas all over the fucking East Coast that are pretty boring. I mean, not to the same extent, not the same expansive extent, but also, like, the West Coast, you know, has large swaths of area that are, you know, pretty, but, like, don't have much going on. Again, like, not quite the same to the extent that the Midwest does, just the sheer level of, like, land. But, like, let's pull up a fucking United States map.
If you get yourself to the bridge, I think I can get us where we need to go.
Well, I just fell down into a hole, Naneri, so... Okay, fine, you know what?
Well, you have to jump over it now. No, I'm only making it up. I don't know how you're going to get over there, but we need to get over there.
Learn the levitate spell.
Yeah, that'll work. Have you seen some of the Pokemon leaks?
No, I honestly, I haven't been checking in. I was so into Pokemon for so long, and then around Gen 7, I kind of fell off a little bit, and then I didn't even play Sword and Shield, and so I have not been tuned in. Do tell.
There's some pretty cool and also some very odd Pokemon coming out this one.
My problem is how many of them are just kind of Digimon?
No. Like, some of them are kind of Digimon, but most of them aren't.
No, yeah, I'm not saying most. I'm just saying, like, the level to which, like, I don't know. It's not like, oh, Pokemon was once better and now it's worse. It's more just it's changed. It has a different vibe, flavor vibe for its design sensibilities, and I don't personally like it as much.
Well, as a Digimon stan,
I love Digimon. I fucking love Digimon, but like, they're half-seeings it. Like, just go one way or the other.
That's fair.
But no, I you know, I'm ever hopeful that they continue to, you know, develop the style and I'm sure I'll check back in soon enough. But so like in terms of like, oh hey, Mimel the elf, but like, you know, the Midwest, you're talking about like this whole area, right? And so like Wyoming. Like, Wyoming, right, is, you know, incredibly, has goddamn no one in it, but is also freaking beautiful. Calling that flyover country means, like, you should call most of California that isn't a city flyover country. It really means this, like, to call a lot of the, like, Midwest flyover country is really just to mostly call places that are not highly populated flyover, even if they have a lot of, like, infrastructure or interesting things there to see.
Interesting.
Go fucking read American Gods. You know.
I love it. I have a copy of it, and a very expensive collector's copy of American Gods right behind me.
Well, then you should. Why the fuck you dissing on literally most of the environments in that fucking book?
Hey, I never said that I was dissing them.
Fun fact: I grew up like 15 minutes away. Primarily grew up 15 minutes away from
House on the Rock.
Yeah,
that's cool. It seems like a really cool place.
It is. It definitely feels like, what if someone who was like really driven and maybe a little bit on the spectrum had just not given up on their dream, and also likely it's good that they did this because otherwise they probably would have started a cult.
Okay, mad respect to that.
No, but it is very cool. It is. I always get reheated fries from Mickey D's, which I don't like either. Well, yeah, they're not supposed to do that, but they totally do. I must just have typically pretty good luck then.
Yeah.
At least you choose. Yeah, at least you chose to go to Chuck E. Cheese on like my 21st birthday, where my dad thought it'd be hilarious to take me there for mine. Well, I mean, but like also Chuck E. Cheese is the shit. It's a terrible place where dreams go to die, but also.
I'm surprised they haven't died out.
I mean, they are. But boy, are they fighting Like, and it's shocking that they haven't in the face of COVID.
Do you think that the only thing keeping them alive is Five Nights at Freddy's?
I don't know if it's the only thing, because you have to think about the people who have nostalgia for it, who grew up in the 90s, are probably either going there themselves or taking their kids there. But yeah, that's definitely part of it. Although you have to wonder, does FNAF actually decrease their business because people are like, I don't want to see the animatronics, I already get nightmares.
No, the teens, like, draw pictures of, like, foxy fucking people and stuff. Like, it's
You
gone
say that
past
like
that
we
point.
didn't do that as teens.
Well, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I know what
But-
forums you were on.
Oh, God. Don't contact the police.
Just happy there's a Popeyes in my area. Nice! I just had Popeyes yesterday. One of my partners I looked at her and I was like, I really need to get out of the house. And she was like, I want Popeyes. And I went, we have a solution. So we went and got
We gravitate to Popeyes every single stream.
I mean, look, why, you know, why not? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Sword and Shield were decent, but also a bit of a letdown. The biggest thing I can say about it is that it was the first release I finished in many years. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, like, the games have just been so iterative for so long that it's not crazy to age out, at least for me, to an extent. And also, this isn't a criticism of them needing to change, but, like, there is a certain point at which I'm kind of tired of playing a 10-year-old kid. Which is a much smaller thing.
You probably would have liked Legends Arceus then.
Yeah, so Legends Arceus is I think a bolder step forward, and I think bodes well for like things that they'll try in the future.
Right. Okay.
I think,
Hold
like-
on. Hold on.
Yeah.
I think I figured out where we need to go.
Well, we need to
by
go
that-
southeast.
By that I mean that I have a vague idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Southeast, and then get to the bridge.
number 4. Where's 4? Oh my god, these maps are like oblique. Okay.
Sort of.
Okay, yeah. So go to the map. Go to where the bridge is, but don't go onto the bridge.
Okay. At least your brother didn't decide to tell your mom that you tell your mom and you that he was a positive on your birthday. And you were with him the other day. Oof, rough. I just can't see on how phallic the sword NPC guy is. Lit penis. I mean, it's not as bad as that Persona monster. Like, let's at least, you know.
Oh well, Mara is literally just a penis.
Yo, I actually have an interesting topic I want to discuss with you in a second after I catch up with chat. But
Okay.
is it weird for me to think that Pokemon is running out of design ideas? No, although I would point out that I think people have said that forever. And, like, there have always been kind of really dumb designs, but, like, Voltorb exists. Like, you go to Gen 1, and there's plenty of, like, dumb, you know.
Yeah. Every gem has had its misses.
And so I honestly, I don't know that I would say they're running out of ideas. I think they're running out of ideas in terms of, like, not moving their flavor in a completely different direction. Like, when they create, like, Alolan versions of Pokemon, the Alolan versions I like, but they're very different, completely different vibe than, like, the OG. Even when they, like, you know, Alolan Ditto feels like a Gen 7 Pokemon rather than, like, a Gen 1 Pokemon. Or not Ditto, Diglett.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know. People have been saying Pokemon's been running
Okay,
out of
hold
idea
on.
for years. and
So
years.
pause there for me.
Yes.
Okay, so those stairs that you just went down,
Yes.
go back up them.
Deal. Silver, good to see, glad to have you. I've been on multiple road trips and watching the scenery changes in most states is nice. I think the only time I really got bored was when we were in a certain part of Kansas. Yeah, and I mean the thing is that the Midwest is larger, so it has
Go north.
swaths.
Turn left. I hope you know that it's taking literally all of my brain power to think of these directions.
I mean, like I'm so appreciative for you.
If I start stroking out and dying, it's to remember me. Okay, head up at this crossroads, and then down there, past the unwavering hordes of the undead.
I'm just always gonna be butthurt about large swaths of a nation being dismissed out of hand when it's a large if swath of the entire population. And, like, I get it in terms of talking about pop culture, right? I get it in terms of, like, oh, people from outside America are unaware of the Midwest because of pop culture. That I don't have any umbrage with. That's just, like, okay, you know, do I want more representation of it? Sure, but, like, I get it. But then fucking calling it flyover country. I will not stand. I will sit here and I will gesticulate wildly.
Yes.
I've been on... Yeah. Oh, we did it. Sweet. Chuck E. Cheese even has a ghost kitchen, sells under the door, DoorDash, Grubhub at... Pascali's does it. Dude, I should try getting that sometime. I actually like Chuck E. Cheese pizza. It's terrible, but it's the good kind of terrible. What's wrong with
I
Baltimore?
feel like bad pizza is okay.
Yes, well, it has to be the right kind. Like Little Caesars is fucking phenomenal because it's cheap and terrible. What's wrong with Voltorb being minutes a Pokeball? It's brilliant. Well, I mean, like, here. Let's be real. Voltorb. A brilliant design, like truly inspired, right? But I have to ask, right? If we have it evolve, how do we step up our game? We flip it! Boom! Done.
I like Hisuian Voltorb though, the wooden one. That's cool.
Yeah, that was the first time I just seeing that just now. That's really, really cool. I love that.
There's actually a chest mimic Pokemon coming out in Violet. It's like a little guy hiding in a chest.
Nice.
But then again, it doesn't feel like a Pokemon all that much to me, but whatever.
I mean, that's the struggle, right? Is I think you just gotta pick and choose the ones that... I feel like... I'm trying to remember the last gen that, like... Because Gen 2 feels distinctly different than Gen 1. Gen 3 feels distinctly different than Gen 2. Gen 4 feels distinctly... Like, there's been no gen that feels really, like, just like the prior one. They always feel like a step in a direction.
I think that's true. Yukio has got a good question. What's the most embarrassing anime you've ever watched and that you feel ashamed to have watched? Gantz? Vampire Knight?
He is my master. I definitely watched the entirety of that at like 12 years old on like YouTube rips out of nowhere. And I'm not defending myself by saying this, but I legitimately was watching more for the plot than I was for Ubers. Because like, I'm not saying it's a good plot, and it is absolutely like sexual objectification to an insane degree. But like, even as a kid, even if I was aroused, I was still like, okay, but like, I can only be aroused if I care about these people as characters and stuff.
Oh my god.
And I've always been like that.
I did watch High School DxD and High School of the Dead.
Yeah. What is the most embarrassing anime you've ever watched and feel ashamed to watch? You missed the tornado season. Yeah, that's why you got bored. You should have. I should have flipped Electrode. Should have turned him into a Mimic Master Ball Ultimate Bait. Oh, that's an idea. It would have been neat if I had changed depending on how you caught it. Yeah, that would have been a cool idea. Shimonetta. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I've watched Shimonetta and I have no regrets of watching it, and I actually find Shimonetta hilarious. Incredibly problematic, but hilarious.
Do you want to know my perhaps least popular opinion?
Do tell.
I thought, what was it? I thought Code Geass sucks.
I mean, Code Geass is a mess. It's a beautiful mess, but like, I don't. As someone who likes Code Geass, I don't feel offended or thrown off or like. No, I can see why why someone would hate Code Geass.
It's the British person in me. I can't take the criticism.
That was not one of the. I was not predicting that. I'll be honest. Which door?
Oh, good question. Let's take a look at the doors. You're going to want to go into the second to the right. Second from the right. Yes. Perfect.
Hey, Chimera.
Yes, the Chimera. Where's Alec?
Chimera.
Oh, okay,
after egg.
Oh, because Bean can speak to the Chimera.
Yes. Man, you guys have some fun questions actually today. Give me one question.
Yeah, I like questions.
Yukio, do you regret watching Shimonetta? Like, if you caught it with the Great Ball, the design would then look like that rather than a regular Pokeball. Silver, that would be a great thing to add for them to add, like, retroactively now.
Yeah.
Gen 2 was an actual expansion, like 8+ gyms, new types, introduction of breeding, day-night cycle, re-challenging trainers. Gen 2 was incredible for all that it added. Lane, totally agree. No question. Do I think in terms of step-up game, Gen 2 is the best by far. And there's the reason like why like I still think Heart Gold and Soul Silver are not the ones that I have the most nostalgia for, but are kind of, I don't want to say peak Pokemon because that's not really fair. And I think a lot of people could argue, oh, peak Pokemon's more something like, it depends on what you prefer. Like some people might say Platinum, some people might say Gen 5 because of the story beats. But I will say like I wish there was more. I don't know, man. Like they can't release a Pokemon MMO. They really can't and shouldn't because holy fuck, that would be that would be a nightmare for knowing Nintendo and how it does shit. But like also, I just want a game where like all the regions are in it and where I just had this like long grand journey and like leveling Pokemon is actually a lot more difficult. My problem is I want a Dark Soulsian Pokemon, but that's made by Game Freak and is Pokemon. And like is like a real challenge and difficult, but also can have like gradual progression, and also it has like all the regions so that like you're going like more like the anime, like more like the anime vibe in that regard.
Man, you should play some of the newer Digimon games.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I had a friend who's been trying to get me to forever, and I just never got around to it.
The latest one is weird. It's a visual novel.
I mean, is that weird, or is that exactly what you'd come to expect from?
Yeah. Well, we just threw it in. I thought we were gonna like dip it in there.
I thought so too. Or do we not pull it back up?
I guess not. Oh, I bet it's gonna appear at the end of the game. And like save our ass.
I just want to make sure that like go back to the Deast Castle to get Wyvern Egg, then go to complete the Deast Dungeon, but the boss and use the Wyvern Egg at the pool at the end. You should be able to get all the chests first time through. Okay, well. Okay. I guess.
Fair enough.
I don't know why. And I don't know that Deast Cavern hasn't already come up in 14, but like I feel like dipping a dragon egg in a pool like that could be like a great like Mericidian story, especially with like the legacy of dragons and stuff.
Oh yeah, I guess I could see that. Don't they have like dragon eggs in pools in what's it? No, on the Dragon Star, the shards of the Dragon Star.
Oh, well, I mean, the examples that we see that are shattered aren't, and the examples that we see that are whole in the most recent thing I'm not going to talk about, they were just on land. But
I could have sworn there was a pool in. Maybe I was wrong.
There is a pool in the dragon area.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
It was a cookie scene is what turned me off Chips Ahoy for at least a month. I'm not gonna lie. The cookie scene is absolutely what made, I was watching with a friend. We were both watching it for the first time, and she definitely started judging me when I was laughing hysterically at that scene. She went out as apparently the one time that I was just like, discerning Elio just turned straight off and was just dying.
Discerning Elio.
The best thing also in that gen was also the addition of layer of connecting Ruby, Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal with Pokemon Stadium, seeing those 3D models animation, new challenges, mini games. Yeah, and the thing is, I would agree. Like, I will say though, like you know, that technology was ahead of its time in the sense that if you didn't have the money or ability to like get the peripherals and stuff, you weren't able to deal and engage with it. Which is one of the reasons that I think, ironically though, less big, something like Battle Frontier was like such a better progression of that technology because connecting the Wii to a DS required only those two things.
Why teleport out of this dungeon?
I'm sorry, what?
Why don't we TP out instead of walking out?
Oh, right, we can do that. Demands, good to see you, glad to have you. I mean, like, the thing, Pokemon for me, despite knowing other people who played it, was always a very solitary thing for me until Gen 4. Because because I just didn't have the peripherals. I think Fire Red and Leaf Green, I got to do some multiplayer stuff because they wisely put the like Wi-Fi pack thing as a pack in with the Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I never like I said, outside of a few friends, like close and personal, I've never really played Pokemon as a communal thing. Always is very single player.
Mhm.
Can you name? Yukio says, can you name one NPC from 14 who would survive or thrive in Dark Souls?
Xenos.
Yeah, but I also feel like he'd turn into something fucked up, wouldn't he? I mean, not that he doesn't.
Yeah, but I don't know that. Well, okay, but the lesson of Dark Souls is nothing thrives indefinitely.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like, the closest thing to thriving is patches. And even then, at the end of the world, I mean...
Okay. What
Yeah.
about Magni? But instead, he doesn't, like, he's constantly seeking... He's so driven by his desire to find his Nama that he won't let himself fully hollow. You know?
Okay. Oh, but you just know he'd find, like, a dead body and be like, this is my Nama, and then he would hollow.
Oh, God. Who's another... Who would be...
I can think of some that would thrive in Bloodborne.
Ooh, do tell him. Well, I guess Xenos is the super...
Yeah, Xenos would just straight up thrive in Bloodborne, right? He'd turn into a big werewolf, but he'd like have control of himself and shit.
Yeah. I mean, he'd be the fucking the cannibal dude, basically.
Oh yeah.
The best thing, name, Frey would at least fit in. Yes. Oh shit, the stream just updated when I clicked on back on it. So what's the story of FF2 besides Mateus being the best queen possible?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. I mean, honestly, especially with how much 12 is going to be Star Wars when we get there, it's not even in some ways I don't think it's as egregious as 12. Because
yeah,
it's just Shakespearean Star Wars with also the necessary god subplot.
Astrael, like, yes, Dark Souls is about older generations punishing new generations due to fear of losing a hold on power, but it's about other things.
But I also don't think it's the tragedy of older generations punishing newer generations directly. I think it's the inability to let go, and I think that cycles through both the older and the newer and the newest generations. I think like the inability to let go of what is and relinquish is, I think that's not really about the age, because it's not like the dragons don't really like kind of let go. It's you know, they don't necessarily, their age is taken from them, but it's more just Gwyn going on a rampage, right? And
it's more about the powerful holding onto power than it is about older people holding onto power, like specifically. Like Gwyn is a contemporary of the Pygmies, not a predecessor of them. I mean, maybe by a little bit, but
I mean, it'd be going on from the intro cutscene. But yeah, I mean, the thing, right, is that the tragedy too is all rooted in how do you go on in a world that is not made for you to go on in. I don't mean just like literal physical existential threat, but I mean literally when there is no hope for actual, you know, either everything's gonna burn, like the cycle's gonna end one way or another, and it's gonna, you know, how do you go on? And how do people handle that? And you see all sorts of ways that people handle that. Some people
say, yeah, and let you paint a world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, oh man, I love the end of Dark Souls so much in terms of
it's,
you know,
a lot of people are like, oh, it's too fan servicey. I'm like, no, it's cool.
But it's also, I don't even think that's fan servicey. I think it's incredibly hopeful, like in terms of using the mechanisms, like in a world that is defined by tragedy and melancholy, like the idea that this may all be yet again, but that there is, you know, that life will spring anew. You know, like the fact that you got your four possible endings for Dark Souls 3, right? Primarily. And of those, one of them is it's all burned to ash, it's gone anyways. One of them is, you know, the fire fades and the, you know, at long last, you know, fades to dark, but fire may spring again, and it, you know, the life may, you know, can go to its rest and yet someday return. But, you know, then more than anything, you have Arya, right? And the idea of creating a cool, dark, and gentle place and a safe haven that may suffer its own tragedies, but it is, you know, that life will go on within it as the outside world remains in ash. It's just, I don't know, there's something that's very hopeful while also being melancholic, which is so perfect for Dark Souls. Because the thing is, Dark Souls is like a fucking nightmare in a lot of ways, but there's also so many stories of hope or people fighting to make the best of bad situations.
Yeah, not many of them end well, but
yeah.
there is
no, but that's like the thing. I guess like to me that's why I love Dark Souls. Is to me it's not I hope because it's going to turn out all right. I'm going to try because there is a value in the doing in and of itself. You know,
Hold up.
like
We've got an Endwalker in the room with us, guys.
I love you, Nindari. Okay, would you like to read the mom's lines?
Oh, sure. The Wyverns can't thank you for what you've done, so allow me to do so in their place. We are grateful. That's the direction I went with that. No,
okay.
no! You robbed me of my greatness.
Well, we can go talk to her again. Here, come on.
The last living wyvern is dead, but the egg you placed in the spring remains. Someday it will hatch, and the wyvern will spread its great wings and soar towards the sky for the rebels. I know we read this one.
What do we need to go do now?
Good question. Let's have a look. Now we need to... we need to go to Castle Dice again. We're in Castle Dice now. We can just leave.
I realize that
the wyvern's
right.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I realize that this is probably you're right going to pop up later on, but I can't help but feel that this feels like a really random side quest out of nowhere.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a side quest, not a main quest.
Yeah. Sadu would thrive. Eternal battle, no permanent dying. Yeah, you're right, Demins. Sadu definitely would do pretty good. I mean, we'd have to run through each. Horshafont would basically be Solaire.
Yeah, he would. Aymeric would definitely get himself killed trying to protect.
I was thinking Aymeric would be Sora. What's his name? Guy give you the
Andre.
And Andre. Yeah. No.
Oh, you mean Oscar? Oscar of a story.
Oscar of a story. Yeah.
Man, Andre's story is so sad.
Yeah. I'm now just like going through the expansions and thinking about what people would. I mean, like straight up, Y'shtola basically just is the Witch of Izalith.
She turns herself into a giant water elemental by singing.
Froth and foam.
Yeah, froth and foam.
She becomes like the oh my god.
Oh, the boss version of that thing.
What is it called? The
Nixie?
Chaos.
Oh.
I'm the boss from Izalith.
Bed of Chaos.
Bed of Chaos. She just becomes the Bed of Chaos, but like instead of the left and right stabs that are the daughters, instead it's just like two Nixies called Froth and Foam.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to Altair to. I've just been spoiled for it, but.
Go ahead and punish everyone. Yeah, but the point is that it's not. But the thing is that those miniature narratives go on in other places, and it's his inability to let go, not just the old punishing the young, because that's a very like different specific thing, and it's a narrative to say that those that came before, you know,
and humanity isn't young; it's like as old as Gwyn.
Yeah, and you also get other stories which are more about people's inability to relinquish, more so than it is just.
Well, exactly. If you look at it, it becomes mostly humanity oppressing humanity in the name of Gwyn's order. It's not because... Yeah, it's because it's the mechanism by which they held on to power. Also, Astrael thought that mum was hot, so I'm sort of taking myself on as a Southern Belle now, so... I guess I'm going to get into the Confederacy or something, I don't know. One of my friends...
Country?
Yeah.
One of your friends joined the Confederacy?
No, one of my friends found out that their like great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was Robert E. Lee.
I mean, was it really that many greats? It wasn't that long.
It wasn't, but I was hedging my bets.
We're a young country in an area.
You are, it's true. Hey, but you have old roots. You've got like Cahokia. Cahokia is cool.
I love the story of Dark Souls. I love the story of Dark Souls as well. I love also the amount to which it's not as much as like we as fans tend to try and engage with it as, you know, a database. It intends to invoke as much as it intends to answer. In fact, invoke more so than answer. And so it's like sometimes there are just mysteries and that are you're allowed to engage with.
I really think that Dark Souls for all of its many benefits. I think that a lot of the way that I think I've said this before, but the way that people engage with it and took the lesson to be lore is more important than story is like one of the worst things that happened to storytelling lately. But we're getting out of that, and Dark Souls was never actually that.
No, Dark Souls was never, ever, ever, ever that. Because it was creating a tapestry of and also making fascinating ways for you to engage with its story. So, for instance, through its lore, it's telling you different stories. So, like, you start playing and you're, like, thinking more of Gwyn as a good guy. And you can go through your entire first playthrough. I know people who went through the entire first playthrough still thinking that, Gwyn being burned to a cinder was a tragedy and, like, he was trying to do the right thing and all these things. And, like, not really understanding or thinking about, like really diving deep and thinking about, oh, no. Fuck Gwyn.
Yeah, Gwyn.
Where do we go
but
to?
don't fuck the Witch of Izalith. She was cool.
Well, the really interesting thing, too, about the Witch of Izalith is how much
demonkind was actually a functioning, prosperous society.
Yeah, and then also how much the English versus the Japanese makes her sympathetic versus, what's the word? Hubris. Basically falling to hubris.
Yeah, I think definitely there's hubris to be found if you actually read the, read it as intended, but also good intentions and something.
Well, I think the Japanese teaches her as much more well-intentioned than the English does. The English is teach her much more as like, this is just a fall to hubris, and also demonkind. There's still obviously a lot, like, clearly Izalith is a city and stuff, so like demonkind did build something. But there's a lot more implications that demonkind is more.
You do have to look a little deeper in the Western version to discover that the demons were like they rebuilt their society. They lived prosperously after becoming demons.
Yeah, and the only information you get about the nightmare of like the demon wave and all that stuff comes from one of the daughters who fled. So it's like
who has been too terrified to go back, and if she had gone back, would see that in fact she could have stood with them against Gwyn and.
Well, in the end, she does though too.
Yeah, she does eventually go back and die there, doesn't she? With the Grey Lady's corpse.
Talk to Hilda. Oh no, talk to Hilda in the southeast room of the hideout.
No, the sun, the whole world is like collapsing at that point in Ring City. Like time, space, everything is collapsing and fading.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the Dreg Heap and everything is just piling together. Like, the cycle has continued too powerfully. It's so as for Dark Souls 3, I consider the Firekeeper ending the true ending for me. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's the thing is, like, like, that's the beauty of why there's multiple endings, is that they're just as justifiable as the others. I mean, the thing is that Dark Souls 1, doesn't matter which ending you pick, ultimately you'll still get to Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2, doesn't really matter what ending you pick to, you still get to Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, 3 sort of introduces two final ones with Londor and with obviously the Ring City ending.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, Mom said Dark Souls 2 is my absolute favorite. It's far off land, so Gwyn control it. So far from. Well, no, but the Dark Souls 2. No. But like, Drangliek is pretty heavily implied to have existed on top of what was once to be.
Geography doesn't necessarily matter in like because by the time that we get there, our characters get there at the end of the age, geography is already fragmenting. Like you see in 3, for example, everything is shoving together,
churning. Yeah. The thing too about don't get me wrong, I fucking love 2. I think 2 is a black sheep deservedly for a lot of mechanical fuckery that's and ways in which the map is not as tight as I would hope it would be because of like the nightmare development. The fact that 2 is as good as it is amazing. Also I've heard people's counter argument that like they like that it doesn't make sense, like getting to the Iron Keep, because it's almost like a type of dream logic and stuff. It's like that's fine, but Majula theme being bleak but hopeful is why I love location in general. Yeah, me too. It bathed in twilight, which is often used as time reflection, but yeah, totally agree. Everyone's gathered up to fill the house. Robert E. Liam, more of Dark Souls and Elden Ring. The gods are dicks and fuck them.
Well, there's several dark gods who aren't. Like Gwendolyn isn't a dick. He's just like a little fanboy guy who's trying to do his best.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean, the thing is that the level to which all the demigods are dicks versus like pretty much everyone's a dick of any, it's really any being of power is a dick, and also less gods and more eldritch monstrosities are fucking us over, goddammit, for Elden Ring.
Well, yeah, that's for sure.
I want to know, let me just catch up on chat real quick so we can get into I want to know where the sun was melting over in Dark Souls 3. You see it looking like the light is dripping from it. It was, well, no, so that's more to do with like the literal cycle of fire, the dark sign. That's more of it's less the sun is melting, it's more of the sun is trapped. Humanity is trapped by fire, and it's a visual metaphor more for that than anything. The lesson devs should have learned from Dark Souls: every successful game needs an internet-enabled note system so every other player knows where the large chest ahead is. Try finger, butthole. Time for crab. Beautiful demons. I thought Draenleic was its own location far from Anor Londo, then 3 is various lands from 2 games coming together. So the thing is that if you talk to, what's his name? Not Freck. The thing is that if you do New Game Plus for 2, when you kill the different enemies, you get the 4 lords, you get the Lord souls that are referencing those that came before. Yeah. It's more that Draenleic is another cycle long after maybe multiple fires or, multiple ages of dark or multiple ages of fire could have happened, or a single one. That has then led to the land becoming like this. The Freck, I think it's Freck. I forget the name, but his line.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You learn from the souls that like Duke's Dear Freya is Seath reincarnated, stuff like that.
Yeah, the rotten being and so the Inheritors of Soul doesn't mean it's a 1-to-1, but like there's items that suggest that. There's the existence of the Dragon Slayer, right? The thing is it's more like this world repeated the world's motifs and themes repeated again under a different context. And
I read is that Draenleic isn't geographically proximal to Anor Londo because Anor Londo seems to have survived the ages until Pontiff Sulayvin arrives. But but
that's only if we think about time in a linear sense, which Dark Souls goes out of its way to be fucky with.
That's true. But then again, like Guinevere is implied to have married King Ocelot. It's like really
and also potentially Flann.
Yes.
Too. Which also makes things weird. So the thing is there's plenty of room to read it that way. Like Astrael, I just think like there's a lot of evidence to suggest that like geography and time is also weird in Dark Souls because you also then have the lands converging where you could argue the windmill's existence in the Dreadkeep, but also the Dreadkeep has multiple things from literally places that we know are different ages of time, and we know like also the lords. The lords of Cinder come from different ages of fire. So their realms should not physically be able to exist in the same time, except for they do, because because of the first sin, because of what Gwyn did, that also fractured, and it literally the Age of Fire burning into everything to ash is not just like the physical landscape burning to ash. It is literally breaking the laws of causality because the world is just not allowed to do what it, like, causality is not allowed to do what it was supposed to do.
So, Astrael, my read isn't that the Ring City, the egg isn't, Fëanor's egg isn't breaking an illusion. It's, you break the egg and the time stop spell over the Dreadkeep breaks, and you rush forward to the end of the world. Like I always read that as time dilation, not as an illusion. Also,
but I think also.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
no, go on.
I was gonna say it also kind of goes along with the whole angel egg thing, and I think it really is. That makes the most sense, especially when you think about how the Ring City is depicted, kind of still at its height, even though where you're experiencing it in time, and also in contrast to the pygmy when and where the pygmy lords should have existed. During Gwyn's time, like it would just, unless time is like they're in some kind of bubble, their existence seems just odd.
Yeah, and you literally see, like at the beginning, when you first step into the Ring City, the pygmy lords are still around. Then when you break it, Gale has already eaten most of them. Demins.
Well, and also Gwyn. Oh god, what's her name? Not Gwendolyn, not Guinevere. Fëanor, sorry. Yeah, that's what I can remember. Fëanor, like, wakes and looks at us, right? Like, she moves and then time goes forward, and we also know that what is it? Light or fire is time or something like that. There's a quote about that. Let's get Hilda real quick before we continue on with the conversation. So that
Elio, there is something I would like to discuss with you.
Oh god, is she gonna strip? Oh wait, there's all of us here.
Yeah, well. No. We'll be waiting outside. You get your fuck on, Furion. Go on, Elio.
Oh, wait, what?
Whoa, crazy.
Okay, I was making a joke.
Come to me, Elio.
Your Highness.
Why are you just standing there? I don't enjoy being teased.
I did not know this was gonna happen.
Wow, this is sexual. Now you're mine, Elio.
What have you done with the princess?
Oh.
Is that Lamia?
Not so fast, you scurvy snake. Yeah, it's gotta be Lamia, right?
Hey, called it.
Look at the anime eyes. Yes. So, sorry, Demins. Yeah, I really enjoy the Dark Souls 2 DLC for their introspection of how the Shards of Manus operate, and then in the obviously in the final one, you find a Shard of Manus that was
I was years ago. I think you're about to talk about exactly what I'm about to talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, how she finds humanity in maybe a more conventional sense and becomes, or is able to find a life for herself in which she's not just this scheming downfall of civilization, but she's, an advocate for good.
I love her name. Why am I forgetting her name? Shards of Manus. I always love her name, and I've mentioned her so many times to people. Alsana, Alana, Nadalia, Nishandra.
It's Alsana, right?
I think it's Alsana. Alsana DS2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Alsana. I love it because this is a good example of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about how Dark Souls can be an incredibly hopeful story while being incredibly melancholic and using its melancholic to be hopeful. Is she is a statement that even a shard of primordial darkness and humanity, incarnated as a representation of fear and sorrow and loss, can find meaning and purpose.
Yeah, through kindness and through understanding of another person.
Leia, just how much of that did you see?
Do you think Elio had his dick out?
Definitely. Definitely had his dick out. He was ready to go.
Enough to know you shouldn't be letting your guard down around fetching young ladies, I'd say.
Wonga wonga. I have terrible news! We've just heard the tournament is being held in Palmetia, and Princess Hilda is the prize! We're terrible guards!
Oh my god. Oh yeah. I'm coming with you. I guess I want to help you rescue Hilda. Don't worry, I know just how you feel, Captain. Me and me boys will manage your army. That's not appropriate. You can't leave a pirate ship to... I ran a tight crew. No need to fret over us.
I'm not a fan of constantly switching out the fourth party member.
It's a little too often.
I kind of don't like it anyways, because it just feels like a waste if I do grinding. It feels like...
Yeah, it is a waste. We're basically operating a 3-people party here.
Yeah.
Astral, I mean, the Abyss does have hope in it, but no, she is explicitly representative of sorrow and fear. Specifically, Manus's sorrow and fear.
Yeah, not going personally felt bad for the twin princes being raised just to die. Yeah, no, I mean, I have empathy for Lorian and I mean, especially, it's that whole idea too of raising the wrong prince. One of them would have been a perfect champion to actually hearken in fire. No, I have a lot of love for the princes and pity for them. I
was watching a Vati video the other day, an old one that was talking about how he thought that the little guy, the Lord of Cinder, about he was the one who linked the fire in there when they were intended to.
Yeah, Ludlith of
Corland, is it?
Corland. Yes, that sounds right. Yeah, Ludlith's very interesting. The fact that also like the dialogue you can get with him.
Yeah, he's a strange character. There's some stuff that we never quite found out about him.
Dark Souls in a nutshell.
Well,
I love them delving into Manus too. By the way, his fragments were really interesting. Yeah, there's something I'd like to discuss with you. Yeah, everybody going wild on that princess trying to hop on my dick, or I guess that snake lady trying to hop on my dick. Look,
I mean,
the only problem is she tried to kill me. Let's be real.
Yeah, fair.
Farron would probably still smash the snake lady. Yeah, see, yeah. The hope it has some hope in it is what I thought that fragment was representing. No, because I feel like explicitly, like she even says her goal, her mission was to was to do what the others did effectively, but that she was able to change. And the thing is, like, humanity run rampant. Too much humanity and too much darkness, and you get the abyss. You get what is abyssal. You get too much light and life, and that runs rampant. You get chaos. And yeah, I find that less of a statement about like, oh, Manus had hope and that her shard was always like that, and much more that she could be convinced to be good, or like made to be good through kindness and understanding, through the compassion of the Ivory King. Yeah,
I mean the shards are shards of a person. Manus isn't like, he was a guy. He was presumably a pygmy lord.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, I mean, before we knew that the Pygmy Lords were plural, too, like, for the longest time, the widespread theory that he was the furtive Pygmy.
Yeah, we thought he was the furtive Pygmy. Maybe, but honestly, it seems more likely to me that he's a Pygmy Lord nowadays.
Yeah. No, I think that's much more likely. I mean, the grave alone is like, weirdly specific.
Yeah. And there's some mentions in there's that scythe that has like a living Pygmy Lord bound into it that you get from the human.
Right.
And there's some mention of a second Pygmy Lord rebelling. So yeah, it makes sense for it to have been Manus.
How much lower level is the fourth member? Way lower level. We don't even bother leveling them, to be honest.
Yeah. Should have smashed
that Snoozy.
I knew you'd say that, Demons. Yeah, Yukio, I absolutely 100% think there's hope for the 13th shard. I don't think they would have started this storyline if there wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think, like, I mean, this is the thing I've been saying since, we've been talking about this since the Eorzean Archives existed. The thing is, like, they have multiple stories for why multiple reasons and avenues for hope, not least of which, on a metaphysical level, after Eden, we know that the restoration of, like, mass umbrality is possible. Ostensibly, in theory, there should be a way to reconvene the Ethereal Sea and undo some of the astrality of the Void and start to repair it. So I don't... How it will happen is up in the air, but there's precedent. There's literally precedent.
I'm still on the... We probably aren't going to bring at least most of the people who died there back, but we'll be able to restore the lands.
Well, I think, I mean, like, one of the major things that, like, gets talked about in Shadowbringers too, though, is like ethereal corruption and soul corruption can be potentially dealt with, but if your body is fucking fucked, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah,
not,
like, it's like the Leviathan example that they always use, where the what is it, the drowned?
The drowned.
Yeah.
But you can also look at that with how Sin Eaters are still being treated now, even after everything we've learned, and also Eden, they still have to be killed. So
yeah, exactly.
So I would say that, like, it's definitely going to be more of a rebirth, but not necessarily just like a complete salvation. Are we still being careful about spoilers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we still try to be pretty careful about spoilers. In terms of, like, we're not talking about 6.x specifically. These streams are a little more loosey-goosey. But again, I'm talking broadly about, like, metaphysical things that are been brought up in different parts of the narrative, as well as, not to talk about specifics about them, but things with Anukel High in, the Warring Triad, or in, or we talk
the Mythic Quest.
Yeah, the role quests in Shadowbringers.
Yes. Yeah, and then I think Mythic is the term they use for the wrap-up one, right? Is it Mythic? It's not Mythic. What is it? It's...
I thought it was just role quests.
No, they have like a special term for the final one.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Eden is still such a... Thanks for checking, Jubilant. Yeah, Eden's still such a favorite of mine in terms of summons. I love how it all looks, being akin to Alexander's mystery and grandeur. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Eden because like it's also just like a great excuse to like revisit old ideas in a new, fresh way.
Master Quest. Yeah, they call it Master Role Quest.
Oh, interesting. So we've got two, right? Because we do get the one for Endwalker as well, which is the one in Garlemald.
Yeah, yeah.
Fortunals.
Yeah, Fortuna's time in the spotlight.
How far down is the...
Good question.
Oh, okay, it's way down there. No worry, just wondering where to draw the line on topics, even my own potential comments read the 13th. Yeah, totally. Basically, I would say, like, try not to be specific about it's anything from, like, the past 2 patches. Like, see if you can talk around it, but, yeah, these are a little bit more loosey-goosey times.
Mm.
I got the copied factory, and I'm sorry if I open this can of worms. Near Raid's canon or not.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Yeah, but like, don't worry about it, canon. I would say effectively, it's kind of like the kind of canon that I would relate most of the
crossover events.
Crossover events or like holiday events. I mean, crossover events actually is probably the best. Yeah. Two. Now the canonicity of that also gets weird because of like the nature of Yoko Taro's like worlds, like, and how Nier works as well, and it's fucky. So really, it's don't worry about it, have a good time. Like, as someone who really fucking loves Nier, the inclusion of it in 14 from a lore perspective is a fucking travesty nightmare.
It's certainly very Yoko Taro.
Yeah. I would relate it also kind of to worry about it in the same vein in terms of like, wait, how can Gilgamesh do cross, in Hydaelyn, how can you do cross-dimensional warping and stuff? Like, just think, especially with the like the nature of the not the ethereal sea, but the void. What the void? Well, I'm in. Come on, names.
Oh yeah.
The transdimensional expanse, basically the what is it fucking called in Omega? That's the same term they use for it. Omega. Not the Delta Scape. Fuck it. I need to know.
Interdimensional Rift.
Yep, that's it. The interdimensional rift is like a sea of infinite possibilities and weirdness. So the thing is that, like, does it inherently mean that all Yoko Taro's universe are also tied to 14? Don't worry about it.
Well, Astrael, sort of the point of Gilgamesh in this franchise is that it's kind of sort of implied to always be the same Gilgamesh.
Sometimes, but like 14's like could be, but like I was talking about this when we did Hildebrand, like you could argue that because of like what 5 and other ones do. You also could argue because of how different he is in something like 15 and stuff, that this Gil is just like basically an archetype based off of the one from something like 5 and you put in this context. But I would not use Gil even necessarily as like hard evidence that, oh, all the other Final Fantasy universes are connected.
It's the Emperor.
Oh shit. No Nier spoilers, please. Yes, please, no Nier spoilers. Thank you, Ray. Very, very emphatically, no Nier Automata, no Nier, oh my god, almost said Requiem, Replicant. Yeah, the Rift, yeah.
Who's doing the
universe? The Drake Nier universe is Eldritch Gods. I'll just 1 second. Has Eldritch Gods seeking the effect of the world dimension. The first one was. I'm just gonna delete that. And also, I'm not sure what bearing that has. Yeah. again, I'm sorry I have to say this, but remember, guys, talk about games in general like other people haven't played them. Also, Ray, I know this is not helpful, but like that is not really in any way relevant to anything. Pretty much, except it is, and it really isn't, because that's more something that comes from like beyond the outsides of the game, more so than it does the games themselves.
Yes, Yukio. Hildebrand is canon.
Yes, Hildebrand is canon. Hildebrand's absolutely canon.
We need to decide who's doing the Emperor. This is a big decision.
You got to do it. I mean, there's no way. You got to David Bowie the shit out of this.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna look up a clip of David Bowie. Maybe in Labyrinth, you think?
Yeah, but that alone, Astriel, doesn't really explain or help answer any questions, right? Because it like that context doesn't end up changing anything. And yeah, I would definitely say Labyrinth. And real quick for Hildebrand, remember that Hildebrand ghost form shows up in a dungeon. So like literally, like it's not even just outside of Hildebrand he shows up. Go for it.
Okay. All right. Let me just get. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good, Astriel.
Okay. May you fight well this day. It's the best.
Quick, someone get some fushigi balls.
Yeah, I need some fushigi balls. To the victor goes Hilda, Princess of Finn. Man, I watched I mentioned this the other day, didn't I? That I watched Moonage Daydream, the like the non-biopic but like meditation on Bowie's career film that they released. It's grown on me. I didn't like it at first, but then again, yeah, I just didn't like it at first, but it's grown on me since.
Nice.
Is it a behemoth? Is our first behemoth?
I don't know if it's our first. Maybe it is our first.
This it looks kind of cool. I like this design for a behemoth.
I'm so used to the purple.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jubilante. You're an angel.
Oh, thank you for the $10, Jubilant. You know, I don't know why this like Coliseum is making me feel this all the more, but I'm looking at like imagine like getting into this fight in this room, and like imagine if it was in engine for like RE7 remake. Like imagine in that style, and like going in like having to fight the behemoth for like like I don't know, like there's something about like I really want an FF2 like a Final Fantasy 2 remake.
Yeah, I could buy that. I would spend money on an FF2 remake. I feel like the story is actually good enough with some updating and fleshing out that it would be very good.
Yeah, you definitely have to build on it, but like it's there. It's there to be had.
Twitter would go batshit crazy for the Emperor.
Yes, they fucking would. I'm also thinking about how getting to see the princess trying to seduce us scene.
Oh yeah. Okay, Astriel, look, I appreciate what you're trying to say, and I think I know what you're trying to say. I don't want a Strangers of Paradise like reboot. I want a Strangers of Paradise level graphics and gameplay, but not story.
If I find Strangers of Paradise potentially kind of hilarious in certain respects, but kind of terribly written in a lot of respects, and I really hope we don't. If it's in a perfect world where we could get everything we wanted, would I take a Stranger of Paradise for basically every single Final Fantasy? Sure. I honestly think it's kind of a travesty that we got Stranger of Paradise instead of a more like direct remake of 1.
Yeah, I would have liked to just a remake of 1. Even if we did hate the plot when we played it.
Yeah, well, but like I think in some ways with 1, Stranger of Paradise is kind of something you have to do because it's already nonsense anyways. But
yeah.
Like, it just feels for me there's just way too anachronistic in terms of like trying to combine the medieval fantasy with like this like the modernity of the characters that it just
it's
doesn't
like an
work
isekai, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, basically. And I really don't want a Strangers of Paradise for FF2. I would much rather have a played straight. Use the mechanics of Stranger of Paradise, but like other than the meme of like let's kill chaos, I mostly just like cover my face and sigh deeply every time I look at the story or watch the story for that game.
Nobly fought. Now let us give you your just reward.
This is your chance to slay the Emperor.
Is it really? Something tells me it's not. Here is your reward. A reward befitting a rebel, Elio.
How does he know my name?
Oh. Well, he was just a hologram. Oh, it's that guy we definitely don't know.
definitely not someone we know. Throw them in a cell. Oh, Yukio, thank you for the 125 pesos. So that's the quest for my reward for doing all of Hildebrand quests before it was required by the game. I combated my love. I'm so happy. I'm so excited to replay the Scholastic quest because I like chewed through them when I first played them like 4 years ago at this point. But good stuff. Good stuff.
Who the hell? Oh, this is a guy we definitely don't know. I think.
They looked at Asians and they went, yeah, we can do that incredibly poorly. like, I don't, like, honestly, like, barely. Yeah, I've work meeting now, worst mod ever out.
You're not the
But, Astro, I want to be very clear. I'm glad you like it, and I'm glad for everyone who does like it, and I'm not even hardcore bemoaning it for FF1. I'm just saying that, like, if we're talking about the quality of, like, writing and, like, the like modernity aspect that they are taking with Stranger of Paradise and like throwing on top of classic FF, I'm not a huge fan. And I don't have a problem with modernity. Like, I like 15 style. I think you can synthesize them well. Stranger of Paradise feels like they just layered on, what if we just threw like modern clothing, modern styles, modern things like just straight into the game and didn't really care about whether or not it like synthesized or vibed well. Lights out. Oh. Did he just Fusro down that motherfucker?
He just punched him to death. Oh, it's Paul.
Oh. Who's Paul?
The guy that they rescued with Yosef.
This is for rescuing me at the mines. I pay my debts. Now get out of here before they catch you.
Nice bowl cut, Paul. You freak.
Savage. Who needs raids when you have Savage like that coming from Neri?
Man, I would just like... I love water. I would just like dip my hand in this water. Wait, did you just...
very pretty.
Oh, we can walk through it.
You told me to dip my head, so I'm dipping my head. What do you want from me?
Yeah, true. You got me there.
Yeah, they did. Oh, I get the bad parts. I could say those are appalling. Well, here's the thing. The same reasons I kind of detest parts of Stranger of Paradise are exactly the reasons that people love it, for it being kind of like nonsensy. So like, I can't fault them because I get it. Like, the same way that some people fucking love The Room or Rocky Horror or.
Whoa! Let's go careful on Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror's got more going on than something like The Room, but it also is there is an aspect of Rocky Horror that is so absurd. It's good.
It's camp.
Yeah, it's campy, right? My point more broadly being, it's like, I get that, like. I guess my other thing is that there are so many, like, not even just JRPGs, but JRPG-style games that are absurdist already. I mean, fuck, man, just go play Bayonetta again.
Oh, yeah, but not Bayonetta 3. Unless you want to be embroiled in all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. But,
Lane, the water effect is good, but I believe that this game is a remarkable step up in art direction than 1.
Mm-hmm.
Dual deads. Oh, because they've got 2 heads. Okay.
I still keep getting thrown off. I love that the stalagmite, that enemy up in the northern part of Calusia, is actually an enemy from a prior FF games. I would have liked.
Yeah.
Thought, no, that's way too alien. That's not from anything. Like, that's just like a weird nonsense firsty thing. And nope, totally. It's like from FF2. It's like not even like it was put in 9 or something. In
no,
like,
yeah.
Netherworld.
Oh yeah, the Residades from.
Yeah. Weirdly good water effect. How dare you liken Rocky Horror to The Room? My real name is Lane, so I was incredibly confused just now. Hey, there you go, Demins. Okay, don't get me wrong. I have attended many showings of Rocky Horror and like sing-alongs. I have thrown many a thing at the screen. I love Rocky Horror. My point being that like both absurdist, camp, and like that kind of thing. Yes, The Room is a kind of a bad comparison because it actually is just actively bad, but
3 words magical girl event? What do you mean, Yukio?
Dumb idea for 3 worlds magical girl event. Can I say no? Can I say that? Okay, here's what I'll say about crossover events. They're the time and the place to do shit that I probably, as an individual who takes the like world state too seriously, it's a good way to do them because it's like they're basically not in canon. Don't worry about it. So I hope you get your magical girl event. Frankly, I think the magical girl event that you got was getting froth and foam.
Oh, okay. I was so confused. I was like, "What is 3 words, magical girl?" I thought that was like a series.
No, no. 3 words. Magical girl event. I don't know if it's a dumb idea. I think you have some players who would fucking love that. And
I mean,
love it.
I'd like some PMMM weapons.
Yeah, and so like, don't let me be a killjoy. I could be remembering FF1 way wrong, but I thought they made one group of super good guys, then Stranger Paradise went and changed it a bit poorly, yeah, but I like the... No, so the thing is that, Astral, the idea of what Stranger Paradise is doing is not my fundamental problem with what Stranger Paradise is doing. I'm not sure I love it, but like, the conceit of that is not a bad conceit. But it's not a really hyper-appropriate conceit for FF1, and even if we assume that it is because you want to, like, deepen Garland in an interesting way, how they do it is poor.
And FF1 kind of tries to do it anyway. Like, FF1 makes an attempt at making Garland vaguely not completely evil. Like, it hints at it. FF1 does a lot of hinting at stuff, but not actually doing it.
But no, like, as a general theme, or as a general idea for a game of the good guys, that the good guys are questionable, or that, you know, the bad guys are sympathetic. I mean, like, play 14. I can't imagine playing 14 and not liking those as a concept. So it's definitely not conceptually. I mean, heck, 16's looking like it's lightened up to be very ambiguous, in a lot of aspects.
I agree with you. Oh. I've been petrified, it seems.
Naneri, did you get stoned again?
I did. I was on the codeine again. Sorry, guys.
Glorious. Froth and Foam trademark is all I need in my life. I still to this day am brokenhearted that I think the video with the most views I've ever put out was just putting out that cutscene. Clips, like the day it came out, I just put that cutscene up, clipped. And I think it has like 60,000 plus views. I think it's the most views I have on anything.
Oh my god.
I mean, I understand. Of course it's the most views I have on anything. But also, it breaks my heart.
Look, you can make a Magic Girl outfit in 14 now. We have enough, like, appropriate stuff for that. You can probably make one.
And I'm kind of like a killjoy in terms of, like, not wishing that we had less, like... in my view, maybe less appropriate glamours, but that ship sailed long ago, and I would say, like, fuck it, give the people their Sailor Scout outfits. They're effectively our Sailor Scouts in the Gold Saucer already. They literally are. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the Gold Saucer, and there are a bunch of men dressed up as Sailor Scouts, and I don't mean players.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can, if you were struggling, you could just make, like, a PMM style one that's, like, something steampunky in pastel colors, and you have a Magical Girl outfit. There's a lot to do for that, so. Oh, to Mins. Okay. Well, thank you for boosting our views on that video.
Well, and I'm mad at myself because it was Mimi, so I didn't want to put it on the main channel, so I put it on Plus.
Yeah.
And so now, like, our highest viewed video is on the channel with, like, 200 subscribers. How fast would a Magical Girl outfit get Lamentsud? I mean, I don't think it would get Lamentsud. I think it being in the game is just already like, it is a Lamentsud outfit by its nature.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
It becomes a cursed glam. I feel like there's no way that you don't put Princess Hilda, I'm here to rescue you. Wait, what? Hold on, we'll get you out of there.
Check that she's not got a snake tail. Oh, okay.
No, it's just
like
plug.
We were just trying to fuck her. Can you please stop, Gordon?
You got it?
Oh yeah. I forgot I was doing Gordon. Hilda, are you alright? Oh, I do both. Gordon, I never thought to see you here.
Gordon, take the princess and go. We'll draw the guard's attention while you escape.
I really thought we were going to have jealous Elio then. Thank you, Elio. Be careful if you want to, I guess. Come on, Hilda. I got my N64 down here. Let's go play.
I'm so hyped for 16, not just the kaiju like battles of classic summons, but the story being FFX Summoner Wars is neat. It kind of wanted FFX games set around. Yeah, no, yeah, it's interesting, right? Because it's not quite the like Bavel versus Zanarkand, and because it's like a broader war in context. But you know, Astral, I hadn't even thought to liken it to that, but you're not fully wrong. And it also harkens on to a lot of earlier. I'm very excited for similar reasons and many more besides. Yeah,
I think the idea of a summoner war is just very cool.
Yeah. I do get a little annoyed when I'm playing through Shadowbringer Endwalker and I'm in one dungeon. There's a dude in a giant chicken outfit hanging out in the background. Yeah. See, Demins, that's part of my thing. Is like, imagine you have like the hypest moment for the third trial of Shadowbringers and like this amazing moment, and then you go in and you've got 2 frogs, a Moogle, a pig, and like it's just like. You just like, and then like someone in like one person completely naked, and then another person who's in a maid outfit, and you're just like, well, this undercut the moment for me, and that's for me.
I've never taken it that deeply, although I do think that the chicken outfits, they're not original anymore.
No, they haven't been for a long time.
Yeah, they haven't been since like. For the chicken since like ARR, so like let's move on.
It's like being a tank and pretending like having the elemental armor with the anima weapon is somehow original. I say that as being my dark knight glam, and I was like, oh, I love this. I have this.
At least it looks cool though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, Demins, I do undercut myself as an Alafel, and I'm proud of it.
I have to check the Eorzean collection, thank you. Yeah, I think it'd be Curse Glam if people tried. That's just true. That's like, if Limsa has taught me anything, nothing is sacred and nothing is safe.
True. Oh okay, man, I'm really looking forward to playing FF7 Remake on this.
I'm really excited to play like a lot of, I think starting, well, I guess I'm excited for 6 and 5 as well, because I don't remember them nearly as well.
I'm excited for 6 because I love it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to like the PS1 era ones especially, to like have the experience of like talking to you about, oh, this is bad.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God.
Okay. Do we try to flee or do I... Let's use elixir. Do we have an elixir?
No.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, okay. Wow. What was I gonna say? Okay, cool. Yes, Demins, we will.
Sorry, just one second. I'm focusing because if we die, I have not saved recently.
Okay. I will just go on then. Yeah, I'm really pumped for 7, for the PS1 games as well. I think we'll have a lot to discuss. And also, I'll get to harp on about how I still think 7 is cyberpunk.
Oh, right, we get to talk about that. That's going to be really fun to, like... It's so... Yeah, that was a fascinating conversation.
It at least borrows from cyberpunk.
I should heal up before.
And save.
Let me catch up. Al, you might have heard I might have went on a glam market board binge. Yes, I saw on the over on the Discord. Which, if you haven't joined our Discord and you're watching this, you should definitely go join our Discord. Although I don't know that anyone watches this like also isn't a part of our Discord.
But if you are.
I'm going through my first playthrough 7 Remake right now. Awesome. I 100% did 5 of 7 in the past. Sweet. I was about to say, like, I feel like the main thing that's going to determine whether or not the last third of Remake is good for you is whether or not you've played the original 7, which is part of the reason I have a problem with Remake. I love Remake, don't get me wrong. But, like, it's not a remake. It's effectively a pseudo-sequel.
Right?
7 holds a lot of nostalgia for me, even better with Crisis Core Remaster right around the bend, too. I'm so excited for Crisis Core Remaster. I haven't played Crisis Core since I played it on PSP, and I love Crisis Core. I mean, like, I'm so glad and excited for that. I'm glad that they're trying to make it so, like, they're doing that 7 mobile thing, so that they are making it so that playing the original 7 story is more accessible now.
Yeah.
So that's a solution. Yeah. But, I spent 2 or more million gil on glam pieces. I mean, that just getting started.
Yeah, that's like that's pocket change.
Yeah.
Ruby, yeah, I've watched all of Ruby. I like it. I don't think it's very good.
I watched the first season of Ruby.
It gets
so
a
I
lot
can't
better
speak.
once Monty died, sadly. A lot worse. Sorry, once Monty died.
I was about to say, I thought that was the opposite of most people.
Yeah. I meant it the other way. But the latest season is a little bit better than some of the other seasons in the previously. Like, it's starting to get better again. But honestly, after all the stuff that came out about Rooster Teeth lately, I don't know if I want to watch anything else.
Mm. That's always the hard part.
Yeah, like I was a big like Red versus Blue, Ruby fan.
Same.
So, yeah.
Sweet. Wait, why are they fleeing from me? I thought we were fleeing.
We're both fleeing. We've scared each other.
They're land raised. What are they scared of?
The sea. Oh my god, what is with this paralysis spam the game's hitting us with?
We've never had this problem up until now.
I hate it. I don't like being paralyzed actually in games.
I feel like that's a generally fair state of being.
Oh my god. But my least favorite is like Pokemon style confusion.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Let me out!
Oh no, Daniri.
What even causes them to what allows it to end?
It just like randomly decides.
I want to be very clear. If we die right here, I because I didn't remember to save again because I'm a fool. Oh my god. We are going to have to reset this entire thing, which means we may end the stream there because I'm gonna have
We may.
to. Elio, come on! Damn
Yeah,
it,
no.
you son of a
Elio, no.
bitch!
Oh! Oh god, what the hell is going on?
Why is this?
Oh, this is fun. This is fun gameplay. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. That's a thing that happened. We
Oh wait, hey, did it autosave or did I save? Did I save?
Oh,
did I
you must
save
have saved.
unconsciously? I'm amazing.
Yeah,
I am
definitely.
a god.
Elio's a god, guys.
Weep before me, for I am immortal. Other than when getting hit by land rays.
Well, now let's get the hell out of this fucking desert. Where's the goddamn chocobo?
All the way on the opposite side of everything.
Okay, cool. Well, that's why I like my things that I need to be accessible to be. So, I got really bored the other day, and I watched Solar Opposites.
Oh, yeah.
The Justin Roiland show.
Yeah, Justin Roiland solo.
Like, I just did not enjoy it very much. Like, it had some sections that are like, oh my god, why are we blind?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the show for a second. I was trying to wrap my head around what is the joke there, but now I understand you're talking about the game.
Yeah, no, like it was everything that I don't like about Justin Roiland's content.
Honestly, that's why I haven't watched it, because I literally knew that's exactly what's going to be. Like, not even with any hate or malice in my heart. I'm like, I know exactly what that show's going to be, and it's going to be Justin Roiland, unbound, untethered, just being that stuff without any of the wit.
Yeah.
Just like, so, I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. Name one isekai that you enjoyed, and name one isekai that subverted the plot and impressed you. I don't have an answer to that because I don't like isekai as a genre.
Yeah.
Right here, let me look up a list of isekai. Okay, this is also going to be a bad list because every time I see this, the stupid things.
Oh,
that are not
Inuyasha. Inuyasha's kind of an isekai.
Oh, yeah. I guess isekai if you count.
Oh, Digimon is vaguely an isekai if you really.
Yeah, Digimon would count.
Yeah, okay, Digimon and Inuyasha are good, but
yeah, Digimon
Subverted?
Adventures count as one. Sword Art Online, Sword Art.
Spirited Away.
Spirited Away.
Kind of.
No, that's not an isekai. That's like a.
Yeah, it's not. You're right.
There's a very big difference between the boundary between the Fae and the real world is very different than being transported to a completely different, like, world. Like, the thing is, the boundary between the spirit world and the human world is, like, blurred and exists.
Yeah.
And like, the overlap. That's not, to me, just going into a place that is a different, that under that auspice, like, every fairy story is effectively an isekai, which I don't think is applicable.
Yeah. But I don't have a, I don't have a subverted isekai answer. Like, ones that I enjoy, those ones I just said, but...
Wait, Fate Zero's not a fucking isekai? What the fuck is this shit?
No, ReZero is.
No, Fate Zero is on this list. ReZero is also on this list, and totally is, but Fate Zero is on this list. This is why I don't trust isekai lists. Because, like, you sometimes see shit like Goblin Slayer for some reason.
I fucking hate Goblin Slayer.
The other thing is, I don't watch a fuck ton of anime. Like, I'm very discerning about what anime I watch.
I don't have the time for it. I'm watching Chainsaw Man right now. I'm watching the new Bleach. That's it.
Well, I'm watching Chainsaw Man. Yeah. I mean, I guess wait, is Goblin Slayer on there? I swear to God, I just saw Goblin Slayer. Yep, Goblin Slayer's on there. I don't. Yeah, these lists.
This isekai list has Wizard of Oz on it, which is true.
But is it just the nature of being transported to a different world? Because I feel like what makes up an isekai is more than just that. It's also having a character who, even if surprised by their setting, is by nature of being where they're from or being put in the situation granted some kind of unique disposition or power that uniquely affects their situation.
Yeah, I do think you can call every single... you can't call any cross-world adventure an isekai, because that cheapens it completely.
The fundamental conceit of ReZero with, you know, playing out as the nightmare, the actual, like, existential nightmare of a save system is, I guess, the best example I would say of subverting that I can think of, but that's not, but I'm ill-informed, so.
I don't have the energy to watch a huge amount of anime anymore. Like, I still read quite a bit of manga. Not as much as I used to, but...
Same. I mean, the thing is, I've always preferred reading manga over anime, so like that's just broadly been the case. But I also, just as a medium, it's not been something I've delved a ton into in recent years. I usually watch about 1 to 3 anime per year, and I'm usually very like picky about what I end up choosing.
Yeah. What have I watched this year? The Bleach, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yep, Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen was basically my. Last year I watched Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer just because, you know, they were my relatively short what's the popular shonen write down check-in for the year. Yeah,
I was kind of disappointed by Demon Slayer, I'm gonna say, but like not massively, but kind of.
I didn't have expectations, so like I wasn't if Demon Slayer had played itself a little more, and I don't even mean in terms of darkness, but in terms of like not as much humor moments or something, like sacrifice some of its shonenness to just play itself a little more straight, I think it would vastly improve it.
Yeah, felt super
like
rushed as well.
Yeah, well, I guess I haven't read the manga, so it felt okay in terms of speed for me.
Oh no, I mean the manga also feels rushed.
Weird.
But I think later on maybe.
Where do we?
Where are we going?
Head to the Coliseum, fight the behemoths, head back to Altier, and talk to the first guard you see.
Yukio says, if your Warrior of Light was sent to a kid, which scion would you trust looking after them? Oriange and Tancred, the dad pair.
The list Elliot was looking at seemed to think isekai would also just mean moving from Dean, Texas to New York City, New York. Yeah. Slime is excellent. That's interesting. I've heard, you know, Slime is one of those things I haven't checked out, but I've heard about it in the background of my life repeatedly. 15 is the best isekai. Your player gets transported into thinking it's a greatly handled game. I mean, like... But, like, your character's not aware of... I mean, like, I realize you're making a joke, but, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the bros, too, are actually one of the parts that are wildly successful of 15.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I think 15 has some, like, fundamental structural problems and some fundamental mishandlings of its characters, but not even just in how they're written, but in the time and space that they're given. Like, Luna Freya isn't a bad character, but she's effectively a terrible, terrible character that just exists only to get fridged because of how the game handles its cadence and pace with her. And Arden's in a similar situation and issue.
There is
Actually,
a 14 isekai. Sorry, an FF isekai. It's a manga that follows a Square Enix employee entering a Final Fantasy-like world.
wait, is that an actual thing?
Yeah. It came out for the anniversary. It's Final Fantasy.
Oh, I gotta check that out. That's amazing. Actually, Betsy Isekai, the Subversive Expectation, is airing right now on Netflix. Isekai Uncle is absolutely amazing after Isekai has been very bloated as a genre. I mean, that's what always happens, though. Every time with manga, with anime, like, they get so caught up in convention and trope that what happens is eventually the thing gets done to death, bloated, and then someone comes in, subverts it, and then, like, runs with it. Like, that's fucking... That has been, like, the past 30 years of anime to a T, I'll tell you what.
Well, true.
Technically, Fate is all about heroes coming to the real world, so for those heroes, it is an isekai. But not really, because that's like saying, okay, that's like saying that Eggy, primals are coming to Eorzea from the ethereal sea, so it's an isekai for them. Like, this is my problem. This is like, isekai should not be something that's just like anytime transport to another world loosely with power, therefore isekai. Like, isekai as a genre has like much more, like, it's not just like the Supreme Court with porn, where it's like, I know one when I see one, but also I know one when I see one. Like, I have a problem when it's just like broadly, just like applied as a wide brush. Because I think it is, I think it's to its discredit to just like lump everything into it, you know?
Yeah, I feel it.
I like Shokei Shoujo No Virgin Road because it subverted the genre by having someone that executed isekai characters. I'm assuming isekai characters. I really wouldn't classify as one though. Yeah, totally agree, Lane. I appreciate what you're trying to do, though, right? You're trying to like make a justification for why it might be on that list, and being curious rather, or like thinking about it rather than just dismissing it. If your word of life was turned into a kid when signed, would you trust it to look after them? And the opposite side, would you not trust with them?
Yeah, I'm going with Thancred and Orianji for my looking after pair.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like you could justify any.
Yeah, I don't think any of them were terrible choices. Like, yeah, not really. Not since Lise was revealed to be Lise.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I guess maybe not Kryl, just because you'd be, even as a kid, she'd be hard for her to have, like,
why are we still
over you. Because nothing heals us.
Oh, that sucks. We need to buy some more eye drops and shit then.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are, like, even Kryl, I don't think any of them were a terrible choice.
No, I'm just joking because, like, she's short, so...
Yeah. Even, like, oh, well, yeah, like, if we go, like, 1.0, like, 1.0 Thancred would be bad.
But he was good with Minfilia. Like, he was good at Minfilia with 1.0.
Yes. Yeah, well, not like in the same way that we think of him as good now. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking about the short story version of him, I guess, when I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that's sort of Bridges, right? Honestly, I feel like it's a miracle that Falamin was anything other than
I was
terrible.
just about to say, yep. Noctis was a version of Sanctified. It's good to mind to get why people like it, but damn those two characters. I can't get into Bleach because of Rukia or Hime or however you spell their names.
I'm
not sure why those two particularly would throw you off. I mean, they're not like even like the most egregious version of even the archetypes they belong to. But I mean, like, if they don't work for you, they don't work for you. I'm just like surprised that those particularly put you off. They're pretty like standard shonen fare.
I don't think Graha would be. No, that's not true because he was a good parent.
He basically raised.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. None of them would be terrible.
The rebel army has arisen. Our first move will retake Castle Flynn. Prince Gordon and Princess Hilda have pitched camp near Finn. You should have head there immediately. Lend your strength to the cause. You misspelled Isekai, yeah. You be nice to Kryl. No, I love Kryl. Kryl's one of my favorite scions. I fucking adore Kryl, and I'm so excited to have more of Kryl in 7.0. But she's short. And therefore, it's hard to be, like, domineering and, like, hold sway over your children if your child is taller than you.
Oh, I don't think Estinian would be very good, actually.
Yeah, I think, well, I think it depends on how old. Like, if you're a teenager, I feel like he'd be okay.
Yeah.
And also, Estinian, It also depends on Asinian when, because like Asinian, as of the most recent patches, has
Well,
also improved.
We're not carrying like
departments.
Nidhogg possessed this.
Nidhogg would be a terrible father. I think we can all agree.
Well, he has a lot of children.
Yeah, there you go. Thancred is pretty much the ultimate babysitter already for having to babysit Minfilia and Shadowbringers. Yeah. Can I pick Gaia and Reen? Yeah, I think that they're honorary scions. I'd say so.
I mean,
but I don't know they'd be good parents. I mean, they'd be good friends, but they'd be terrible parents.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got their own stuff to figure out first.
Yeah. I still regret the fact that I went to ARR thinking that they were dating until Shadowbringers when I realized otherwise. I mean, but a lot of people think that. I don't think that's just you. And I think, like, if you're not, like, there's a reason that Heaven's Word has the scene between Kryl and Thancred that, like, really clarifies that. I think ARR plays it so loose that it's easy to be unsure. Renor would be emotional support, Yashol would be disciplinary and educator. Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly who would be the worst. The Warrior of Light would be the worst parent out of the Scions.
Just gone all the time?
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know, I kind of feel like the Warrior of Light's just sort of terrifying.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like the Warrior of Light would be interesting too, because you'd also probably either have to be gone all the time or bring them with, and both of those are
bad.
That's yeah.
I need to hop off soon once you've got a good place to start.
Yeah, we'll get into the. I think we'll actually, since we're about to do the charge to the castle, we'll start doing that. I guess I'll do this real quick. Don't forget, you can always check out Ninire's written lore over on our website, eorzeanarchives.com. You can also support us on Patreon or send us super messages like we have done today. Currently, we're working towards is me doing a maid stream. And I don't mean a stream in a maid outfit for Elio the character. I mean literally me in a maid outfit for an entire stream. So look forward to that. Also, Ninira, I've had multiple people ask if we could set up like a fund jar for that people donate a certain amount of money and you tell one of your stories. So
we could do that.
We put out a short yesterday. It's about the history of the Great Gubu Wall, so definitely go check that out. All that good jazz. Let me catch up on chat. Stinian can't even take care of himself outside of combat without Scion's supervision. That's why I didn't like Lilties. Seriously, in Crystal Chronicles, because of their size, the Yuke seemed a lot more dangerous than Sirius seemed to think so by Crystal Bearers. Yeah, I feel like Warrior of Light would be like Sam and Dean, fathers in Supernatural. That's not unfair. That's not unwarranted. Name one NPC who you would trust with your kid Warrior of Light. What is with the kid Warrior of Light question? Versus the NPCs you wouldn't. Xenos immediately pops in my head. I mean, like, Xenos is the easy answer, right?
Yeah.
Like, any of the villains are these. Like, because Emmett Selk is the easy answer for wouldn't. You know who, no, like, Fordola, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Rowena, I super wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, Rowena. Oh, Geralt, actually, also.
Yeah, Geralt would be bad. You know who'd be a surprising good one that's proven out by the Heaven's Word one, though, would be, I would trust, a kid to, like, the Mandervilles.
Yeah.
Because it'd be chaotic and it'd be like a really chaotic life, but it would be a good one,
Yeah, and they'd get superpowers.
Yeah. Do you enjoy words in the written format? There's a lot more. Yes, thank you. Yes, do super chat. Make it say weird shit in a silly voice because it makes Deadpool happy. Speaking of, let me go get Deadpool.
Oh yeah, we have to have at least one Deadpool appearance in a stream.
Here comes the boy. 1, 2, 3, oofda. I love you, bud. You want to get down? Okay. No one would be a good parent for the Kid Wool because Kid Wool would be constantly climbing buildings and getting into fights in large rodents. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
True.
It's obligatory. Watch the short. The end sentence looping to the beginning of the short is a nice touch. Thanks, Lane. Yeah, we've done them for all our shorts so far, and I probably will keep doing them. I really like how they loop. I know some people are a little more chagrined by it, but I'm quite a fan. But yeah, don't forget we do this stream for FF2 every Thursday. We have MSQ streams on Monday and Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll have Lore Book Club. I need to put up the event for that. Fuck. Ray, either remind me. No, I got it. I'll get it. Lore Book Club. Saturday we have community stream. We're gonna be doing probably triple triad cards this week. So if you want to get triple triad cards and work towards getting the triple triad mount, you definitely should. If you don't care about triple triad, you definitely should still come and do it anyways, because like, trust me, the triple triad mounts and stuff that you can get from it are fire. True. Sunday, in theory, I have off. Say what you will about Julian Manderville, she would definitely be considered in the list of best moms in 14. She's definitely one of them. She also does physically manhandle her children, though. So, just and her husband. So, friendly reminder. But yeah, Nanir, you got anything you want to plug or anything you want to say before we head out here?
Not particularly. Just yeah, check in on Elio's Gomu Wall short. It was a hell of a thing to be there for it when it actually happened. So yeah.
Yep. Well, it's been lovely spending this time with you guys. We'll definitely see you hopefully either tomorrow or the following days. I have been Elio Forceron.
And I've been Neri.
And we'll see y'all later. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, bye.
Bum ba dum ba dum bum 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 ba dum time.